Greetings, everyone. It is Friday afternoon, the first Friday afternoon of 2019, and it's been a strange and wondrous and semi-traumatic week. So we're gonna try playing a computer game, see what happens. Diving back into Torment Tides of Numenera. Let's continue and see if I can figure out what's happening. The holidays were there, man. So many holidays. All of them. It was a thing. It was a definite thing. Oh yeah, that's right. My computer rebooted over the night, so I have to turn that thing back on that I don't normally have to turn on because Windows. So much hate. So much hate. Let me, in fact, pause that game and get that back open and figure out the thing. It's important that you figure the thing out in life. It's very helpful. There we go. Come on. Okay. I have activated the thing. There we go. Okay, now I can have the thing doing the other thing, and that helps. Alright. One day I'll learn how to use proper nouns. Okay. We are in a bar. And we've been trying to figure out who these people are. Ah, yes, this was a lot of conversation going on, and I still haven't talked to everybody in this bar. There's still some folks down here I need to chat with. And one of these people is a phantom. I seem to recall that I suspected it was the bartender, Feriak. So before I go up and guess that it's Feriak, I'm gonna come down this way, and we'll see what happens. I'm wondering if...
You weren't doing anything, right? I'm ready.
I'm actually kind of wondering... No, we're fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. I'm wondering if I actually spent the shins that I thought perhaps I spent. Or if there was a thing going on. How many shins do we have right now? Where are the shins on the screen? 174. Okay, that looks relatively close to what it was supposed to be. There's a ghostly woman down here. I should probably check that out. Find out what the deal is. You draw closer, but the wispy form of the woman in the booth does not clarify. You can hardly discern the details of her ghostly face, and you hear a chorus of whispering female voices that swarm around her like chance moths. Now, to be fair, this is not an uncommon occurrence if you've been drinking for a while, if you're in a bar. But I suspect there's something deeper involved here. Study the face. You peer more closely at her, and she takes no notice of you. Her features are those of a teenage woman leaving childhood behind. Scary time in life. Anamnesis. Your memory sparks faintly. These clothes look familiar to you. Wait. They're familiar because they were the fashion in Sagus Cliffs 9 centuries ago, and your mind has dredged that association from its depths. Okay. Listen to the whispers. They brush against your mind just below the level of conscious thought. You hear them, but not with your ears. You can only make out snatches of the whispers in your mind. You killed me, created me, never wanted to die. Try that again. Unmade me, only wanted peace. Your fault I live. Oh, great. More stuff that the changing god did. Hello? She's been ignoring you, but without a transitional state, her face is suddenly and furiously focused on yours. Another flicker, and her hands wrap around your throat. Ghost or not, her fingers are very real, and they are choking the life from you. Let's, try to get out of that. That would be helpful. Just out of curiosity. No, everyone has an equal chance at this. We are not great on might. But we made it. Yay. Success. You managed to wrest her fingers from your throat, and you hurl her away. You come up in a crouch ready for another attack, but she is looking away from you as if nothing had happened. Yes, let's do that again. Who are you? Fingers digging into your... I mean... Okay. I feel... I mean, we just came to this point, so let's see if this is an insta-kill. And if so, we will restore. Her fingers dig deeper. She's not just compressing your trachea, she's tearing your throat out. You choke and cough, drowning on your blood, but she is latched inside you, and the last thing you see is her rage-twisted face. Gained 3 XP.
I'm hurt.
Okay. That's interesting. Oh, there she is. We're in a place. Can we save the game here in this place? We can try. There's stuff here. It's the same ghostly woman who strangled you, but the fury is gone from her face, replaced with confusion. She looks around. Her gaze falls on the large machine and lingers there. Finally, she notices you. She steps forward, a hint of trepidation in her eyes. Where are we? Do you know? Scanning thoughts. How do I know that machine? It frightens me, and I don't know why. I think we're in the labyrinth. Don't know exactly. Don't you know? You killed me. No, you asked for this conversation. Of your mind, yet it feels familiar to me. She looks around her again, frowning, but even though it feels familiar, I recognize almost nothing in it. Yes, perhaps it is your mind after all. I do remember one thing. She puts her hands to the sides of her head. I was angry and raged. She turns on you. I don't know how, but there are women like me born throughout the city, repeatedly, against their will. My memories are flitting back to me like flies. What drove them away? What do you mean? Why you? Who are you? I don't have time for this. I'm dying. What do you mean? They are compelled into existence. She bites her lip, uncertain. Then she nods. I'm just a memory, but something is forcing my memory into the minds of women throughout the city.
I'll remember that.
Okay. Die, get a quest. That's a new one. She takes her hand in hers. It's wrong. I don't know how I know, but she looks away, lost in her own thoughts. When she turns back to you, there is more certainty in her voice. Find them. The women becoming like me. Or already like me. Maybe I'll remember more. Maybe we can do something. How do I find these women? They're in the real world, in Sagus. You may have even met them without realizing it. I only have vague impressions of them. I know that one of them is a leader. She has sacrificed much of her life, and so gained life in return. Huh. Well, that kind of describes the person who's in charge of the guards, the town guards. I can't remember what they're called right now off the top of my head. I'm sure I will momentarily. But the levies, yes, the one who's in charge of the levies. She shakes her head as though to clear it. I'm sorry I can't tell you more than that. Do you have any more impressions where I might find these women? One of them offers joy and sorrow for coin. Her family is not her own. It's borrowed, I think. Joy and sorrow for coin. Yes. It's one of the vendors, I think. I seem to remember something about that. Sorry, I can't tell you more than that. Anything else? One of them is dead, and yet a piece of her lives. Find that piece. Okay, that might be the silver person we ran into. I wonder if I should be writing this down. Anything else? Okay. So we are looking for, and actually I should be writing this down, a leader, a vendor of emotions, and one who's dead, but a piece is living. Okay. Don't forget, we must know more. Okay. So there's a machine. We have a map. Daughter's Fathom. I have no idea what that means. This is
Let's go.
interesting. Yes, all of us who are here right now. The air is warm next to this machine and you feel dizzy whenever you go near it.
I'm ready.
Okay. So, just checking this out to make sure that there's nothing that I've uncovered here. Yeah, that's like spiky bits of reality, not
All right.
going anywhere. There's a portal there.
Yes.
Before we go down it, though, just to make sure, there's nothing else.
All right.
I don't know what the deal with this machine is. Huh.
Yes.
Don't know. Okay. Alright. So we have another quest, in fact. Which I just want to check on here. That's the codex. This is the journal. Ashen Imitation. After I was strangled to death by a ghostly woman in the fifth eye. How many times have you had a day that starts that way? I awoke in a new fathom of the labyrinth. There I met the ghost again. She claimed that women in Sagus Cliffs are being transformed into copies of her, though she doesn't know how or why, and she wants to help them if she can. Okay. Ghostly woman asked me to look for women who resemble her, whose identities are being altered by an outside force. When I find such women, I should return to the labyrinth and tell her. Okay. I gotta die again? Is that how that works? Where does this go? To calm. Okay.
Ready.
Hey. The Spectre. Am I glad you came out of that door? That thing just showed up. I don't know what to expect. Yeah. Yen, I suspect you're the changing god. You know who that is? He shakes his head. Don't know anything about that one. That way is blocked. He shrugs. It's not surprising, really. It's your mind, not mine. Your mind, not mine. Most likely she's just a lacuna, a construct of your buried memories. Either that or she's a reflection of someone you met in real life. Whoever or whatever she is, she probably isn't real. You're the only one with that distinction. He chuckles to himself. And me, by extension. I do not trust you. Alright. What should I do now? You need to find this Metkina person. She might know how to fix the chamber, but she's the only lead we have on who can. How do other fathoms open again? Sometimes things you do in the real world can create bonds and bridges you lost or never had. Those bridges reveal themselves here. How do I get back again? Use the portal. Great. Anything changed? He shrugs. Look around. It's your mind. Tell me who you are again. Just again. I'm you, a piece of you that broke off when the sorrow attacked us. Yeah, sure you are. Okay. I think I'm ready to go. Good luck. Yeah, I mean, that goes back to the ninth world, and there are all these things and stuffs. Yeah. Curious. The portal has collapsed into this tiny, pulsing sphere. Something about it strikes you as angry, though you'd be hard-pressed to say why.
Right.
Yeah, there was stuff going on. Attack him! No, don't attack him. It's okay. I don't think I can.
Let's go.
Sorrow shattered the mirror, leading back to the dark fathom. The glass shards hiss when you touch them. Yeah, okay, so that's where we were when that lovely little fight happened. There's like stuff going on over here. I don't know, strange coloration of everything. Alright, back to the ninth world we go. Kawasaki forces to influence work. Well, that was a nice nap.
You don't want to lie down for a bit longer?
Nah, I'm good. Just a slight misunderstanding.
What's going on?
Yeah, no, this is all stuff that we've encountered before. So, now that that's happened and no one seems to be at all disturbed by it, the ghostly woman is gone. Let's talk to Almas the Soul Keeper. I guess we'll save again, since we just went through all that. Alright, let me see. I'm going to move myself here real quick. To there.
Trust and honesty are our bonds.
Almas the Soul Keeper. For a moment, you are not entirely sure if you look upon a construct or a human. The plastic sheen of this pale man's skin suggests artificiality, but if he is a construct, he is so cunningly constructed, so close to the human baseline that the illusion is nearly perfect, except his head is a trifle too large, his eyes black buttons. Then you realize the truth. He is a visitant, his home many millions of miles distant. Almas, my name. What can you tell me of yourself? How did you get here? He lifts his great head slowly and fixes you with a dolorous gaze. I am Almas, the Keeper of Souls. Last of my kind, only survivor of a civilization that spanned time and space. Now they are gone, their stars black. Reality's winds carry me. He turns his head back toward his drink. What happened to your people? The highest caste of power controlled we minds ideas for all souls of empire. A great web we wove, shining with power, but other nodes. They winked away until only I remained. His fingers drum on the tabletop. An image of my people I carry, but no place to make it real. Our domain lost, I alone, and paralyzed with indecision and fear. Did I destroy them? I was not discontented, or was I? How did you get here? He looks around. Not my time, not my place, yet. When the connection to home broke, a beacon shone here. 5 minds drew me, a light in the darkness. They were not a light to understand, they were safety, surety. While a new home I find. In this place I have clear thought, untarnished. Yeah. The psychic warriors here. Would you be interested in joining that? No. Yeah, how'd that happen? A doubt arose. It took seed, took flight. These thoughts connected to our network. These questions spread like disease. Trust, mistrust rooted. Nodes decohered. Without nodes, without control of dreams, the civilization falls. And then they are gone. I alone remain. Yeah, that's not good. What was the doubt that destroyed your civilization? I do not know. I do not recall. I know. I recall. Yeah, let's take this approach. Perhaps I can help. Tell me of your people. We were gracious autarchs. Autarchs! Grinning souls of architecture, children of the stars. Those under our control lived as we bade. Or obeyed, depending upon which side of the room you're standing. Controlled them, directed them. We gave them happiness, gave them thoughts, gave hope, or took hope away. A place of relentless peace and prosperity under our rule. Saw we all possibilities, limitless our potential. How can you not remember the destruction of your civilization? It was sudden. I watched it decohere, the stars winking back. I witnessed, a voyeur to utter destruction. I found its beauty before I knew, marveled at its artistry. I saw more, felt less, and then it was gone. I questioned the early blackness. I saw it, and I did nothing. It was an emptiness, a sadness. I denied its presence. When it spread, I watched. I did not know. Yes. I want to help you understand what happened to your people. Let us talk about it. He doesn't express gratitude at your offer. Indeed, he seems to shrink away from you. But then he pulls himself upright. I am ready. I don't think I have any persuasion left in me, but we will see. Try to remember the doubt. See, you would have a better chance. I do not have a good chance. Huh. But you have almost as good a chance. So I spend one of your points, we can get up to 65. Let's check with me again. I spend 2 of these, then I also get up to 65. Well, guess we're using the kid. Oh, good. Do you think I have not tried? He looks down at his hands, and a small simulation of stars winks into being. He studies them, watching them spin, and he closes his eyes. The stars in his hand begin to wink out. No, that is not true. I have tried. Do I know, you ask? I know, I recall. I do. Yes, it was my doubt. Mine. My question. I asked only, what if our way is not best? What if our people have desires of their own? Wants that we do not give? He places a single hand across his eyes and then slowly slides it away. The others begin to see and question. Questions give way to self-doubt. Self-doubt gave way to self-hate. I wanted only to know what is best. How do we become better, not to tear us down? But I shone a bright light on behavior, on truth, but our center could not hold under truth. That is identifiable. I can identify with that. His wet, terrified eyes fix on yours. Was I to blame? Is civilization's end affixed on me? In dreams I see their faces, but not their minds. Tell me truly, is the fault mine? Yes! You planted the seed! You bear the blame! I think you are blameless. I do not have the title affinity skill. Dag nabbit, how do you get that? Should I have been out fighting more things? I don't know. Maybe I'm supposed to come in here after having completed more quests. Maybe I should have taken the title Affinity skill. I mean, sooner or later, I think it was going to happen. It just happened that he was the one that triggered it. Are you sure they're gone? What if they saw your doubt and just cut you away? Casters. I actually kind of would, yeah, probably go there. Horror dawns on his face. Is this why I cannot feel them? Why I retain only an image? He closes his eyes and concentrates hard. Around the bar, other patrons wince and cover their ears with their hands. You feel the brushing of a great and terrifying howl of anguish. Yay! Blue tide went up, indigo tide went up. He whispers, I am alone. I feel an echo, but no true response, as if they hide. He pulls his hands apart, and you have the sense of a vast network of power contained within them. He raises his hands before his face, and then crumples his fist. The energy vanishes. I have severed the last connection. Oh, great! The last hope. If they exist still, they must exist without me. Let me be forgotten. No more, he whispers. No more. He drops his head and weeps. Damn. But we got XP, so we got what we wanted out of it. Oh my god. I am so mercenary right now. I feel like we should sleep before we try to convince anyone of anything else. Because we're now, you know, using the girl as an intellect battery, and she doesn't have a lot left, but she's more persuasive than the rest of us. Well, I mean, he's persuasive, but his his battery is empty. Please, I must be alone. Okay. We will leave you alone. We are on it. Yeah. Okay. I gotta save the game again. Yay, trauma! Wonderful trauma! Yay! Trauma everywhere. Okay, back to the game now. Oh, God. All right. Okay. All right. Keep going. We could talk to O, or we could talk to Izg. Let's talk. Let's go in descending order of number of letters, shall we? Izg. The most distinguishing feature of this tall, vaguely awkward man is the yellow shirt he wears. He seems desperate to fade back into the scenery. When he sees you notice him, he gives you a faint, uncomfortable grin. All right. No, a faint, uncomfortable grin. Something about him seems off, as if he were a flicker in the air, or strangely two-dimensional. Like a lot of people you meet in bars. He does not seem to emit a sense of presence at all. Who are you? Aaron, called Isk. He almost whispers, I am not here. Can you tell me anything more about yourself? No, this is like a dream to me. Can you tell me anything about the people here? He shakes his head as if terrified to meet your gaze. Let's try again. What can you tell me about this place? Nothing. Why can't I sense you? Skist, he mutters. That word is familiar. And that unlocked an entry, and I can't see what I wasn't looking at the monitor. Ah! The yellow shirt fades away, and then the skin, muscle, and bone. What remains is a vaguely humanoid shimmer. I am Izk. Aaron, a trans-dimensional projection from a distant past. This abacos form. This is not the truth of me, trapped in this body, but I am not this. Okay. What's an abacos? A ghost, trans-dimensional. It feeds. I only watch and learn. Okay. Where are you from? Distant past. Epochs, or epochs, depending on which side of the room you're standing, ago. Tuning through time to see future. Overshot. It shrugs vaguely. Maybe next visit. I'm inserting myself into your memories. No, sorry. Flashback to Dark City. It's from the distant past. Tuning through time to see the future. Overshot. Can you affect this reality? Only words. The ghostly hands pass through you. Nothing touches. Only ideas. No physical energy conveyed. How'd you get to this place in particular? When casting through time, saw light, drawn to civilized thought, admiring physics. Psychics, not physics, Jim. Psychics. Read! Okay. Okay. So, that's it. Feeder, a hunter, not of this world, not of this time. Where are you from again? Distant time, unsure. Okay. Gonna go now. Probably. No. No, okay. Yeah, that, okay, you do you, and, we'll have another look around.
Of course.
Of course, we will. Yeah, that'll be good. Here, let's talk to this person with much fewer letters in their name. That seems much less threatening. Oh! Your eyes cannot focus on this person, whether male or female, you cannot say, but it hums with a force that both attracts and repels you. You feel a sense of amusement as its regard settles upon you. You speak with O, it says. You have tasted the truth in the form of machine lubricant. You have contemplated the totality of human existence. Speak quickly and true. Okay. Machine lubricant, eh? The being has no mind to speak of. Where there should be thoughts, you instead sense only a deep, endless hole threatening to swallow your own mind. That's great. Totality of human, speak quickly and true. Yeah, who are you? I am O. You might call me an ultra-terrestrial, though I'm far more. I am from beyond space, behind time, above your comprehension. Your mind has chosen this form for me, and I am content to exist in this structure. But know that I exist also outside of your subjective experience. Some might describe me as a superpositional extraction of fundamental universal laws made tangible. Ah, okay, sort of a thought form type thing. It gestures languidly, and you understand perfectly. I am a world made flesh. A letter, at least. A concept covered in a false skin. Infinitely malleable. Essentially unknowable. Oh. Here's the word. Oh. What does that mean? I was, am, will be. I see into the infinite past, into the illimitable future. When the cosmos erupted into a sea of light, I saw it. When the mechanism winds to a sad and creaking end, I will weep. At the moment, the great wings of death enclose creation. I am the last vestige of dust, frozen forever perfected. That's a long time. And that's I don't know, because if words come from civilizations, then that's maybe. I think we're talking about more the form behind the word rather than the word itself. Again, things coalesced into what we call a word, but it's not really a word. Okay, enough philosophy. Let's keep looking at this conversation tree. What are you doing here? I am here to see the final attempt at entry by the adversaries. Oh, joy! I'm here to watch everything burn! I am here to offer a vision to Leto. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. I think Leto's in here. Unless they're not. Yeah, I think she's like up that way. Did you say this was the final attempt at entry by the adversaries? The adversaries thought to peel through realities, to devour this world as they have others. They have never lost. This world... Excuse me for a moment, I can't speak. Yay. Lung death. Okay. This world is their first taste of defeat. Within themselves, the eaten cores of their victims begin to stir. The adversaries will cease to exist in any meaningful form within a millennium if they are stopped here. This is an infection point. If the warriors here succeed, the adversaries do not rise again for an eon. So it is written. Wow, okay. So I'm wondering if he's talking about the eternal war that is going on. Which is interesting. Where'd you come from? You would not understand. Let me show you. Its eyes widened, expanding to fill the room. Your vision, your subconscious. Why am I reading words into this? Your consciousness, and you tumble into a starry immensity. Swirls of nebulae twist and knot, and in the hearts of these stellar clusters roar hungry vortices. You tumble helplessly into a myriad of them at once, torn apart and reformed in an instant. A being of pure light and will, Yep, nope, that didn't feel good. You find yourself standing in the fifth eye again. Your nose is running, and tears streak your cheeks. You wipe them away numbly, and realize your hand is streaked with blood. Yeah, the south end of the tavern's really a really rough place. Took 1 damage to health pool. Last Castoff permanently gained 1 intellect pool. Maximum intellect pool is now 12. Yay! Only took a nosebleed and possible brain damage to get there. Too much information, too much knowledge. Had I shown you more, the energies that bind you together would have failed. Yeah. Knowledge is great. You said you'd come to offer a vision to Leto. She is prescient. She is the mother of empires. The adversary's presence has polluted her vision, and she has strayed from the page. I am here to reunite her with the truth. I do not intervene, but this story was true, and so it is true, and so this is not an intervention. The vision will come when you have left the city. When I personally have left the city? She will see clearly when you leave this city, you will have no further part in her story. Oh, okay. Interesting. He can see the save game files and knows how far you've progressed. He can see your character sheet. Farewell. Oh, that was very weird. A moment. None here will know of our conversation. None will know its nature. None see me, nor will they recognize any sign of me. Even in this remarkable place, they cannot know. But I give you a gift, Castoff, and God, and man. For yours is a true story. It is welcomed into the world. I know, it was in the Kickstarter and everything. It was born from desire, and will end in... But no, I do not tell your fortune. Gah! Yeah! Light envelops you, and when you open your eyes, O is gone. Last Castoff permanently gained 4 health pool. Maximum health pool is now 24. Cool. Oh, that's right, I keep forgetting they've got a health pool in here somewhere that's slightly different. Continue, live, breathe. Well, that was a thing. Any of you see that? Do you have any idea what that was? Again. Alright, that's it. Alright. Hey! That's impressive. Okay. Now what? I feel as though I need to talk to some people. Actually, my character sheet has changed. Probably. At this point. A little bit. We're getting close to an increase. That's good. Right now, blue and gold tides are dominant. Okay. And yes, as we've grown more caring. Let's see. Intellect maximum is now 12. So we've got 5 out of 12. Yeah. 1, 2. Yeah, so 7. Speed is down a little bit. Health, might is down a little bit. Maximum effort is 2. Should probably boost that up soon too on my next advance, but we'll see. I gotta boost something. Yeah, okay. I don't know, there's something. Yeah, health, here it is. It's weird, because this is not in the tabletop game, but the health bar can change for anything. Okay, that's enough. Anything else weird going on? Okay. Alright, still haven't gone down to the underbelly. We'll go there soon.
Rin, I don't feel right about dragging you along with us.
Oh, yes?
Why? I'm eating better and feel safer now than I ever have in this place.
Have
That
we eaten?
says more about the world than the people you travel with.
So a couple things.
Ready.
I feel like it's important to talk to Leto again. Because, you know, there's a thing. So, should we just come out and say it? A being named O is here to give you a vision. It says you will be the mother of empires. She stares at you, her mouth opening slightly. Her eyes flicker across the bar, landing on no one in particular. I have not yet received the vision, and... A mother? Me? She shakes her head. I am barren. I will give no life. She pauses. Her hands are shaking. She whispers, I see only a stain when I look at myself, nothing more. A miasma occludes my vision of myself. Well, you know, it's a thing that happens. Stories about your friends? I don't know if I went through here before. Dhamma is the lodestone, the hoverglass, the light that lifts and the rope that binds. His strength is our strength, and through him we become stronger. He is the caller, the bringer, the tactician, and the strategist. He brings us to this place, and in the future he is gone. She does not see you as she speaks. The unseen adversary claims him unless... No, the probabilities are too low. She shakes her head, bringing herself back to the present. Is he still here? She slashes a glance to Dhamma and breathes a sigh of relief. Interesting. Feriak. A seer of pain and love, a great light. His power of speech and attraction. An empath, a weaver of hope and reconciliation. The story I love most is this. An angry citizen comes, threatening violence, and Feriak eats his pain and makes a new man in his place. In those old strands, Feriak is my friend. And you mind, Leto? Of whom did you want to speak? Ziobe? She gives herself too little credit. During the Cobalt breach, she erects a shield around her company and fires precise bolts of telekinetic rage into the attackers. She destroys their inhuman captain, hurling him from the walls into dark space, and then dismembers the attackers who have come for me. In that day, she is my hero. She is the only one of us who can touch the physical world so completely. Ah. And when Dama dies, she stands to unite us. No, wait. This isn't real. Not yet. She slaps herself lightly and mutters, "Walk in this world, Leto. This world alone." With whom did you want to speak? Theberus. He follows the trail of the words of Kra. Kra! He finds the dead village. In his mind, he seals the words, and they chew him to pieces until his brain has lost their knowledge altogether. Ooh, that's not good. She looks across the bar to the old man. No, that is a past possibility. That is not this reality. His mind is still intact. His stories still resonate. Is this the world in which he buries the last of the words of Kra? We haven't actually decided yet. I might try to get him to unload them into my labyrinth, but we'll see. She shrugs. But he is the man who helps plan our battlefields. He shapes our expectations. It is he who brings the first adversary low. It shows him a story, and he tells it a better one. It bows to his vision before it knows his strength, and he traps it. He is a hero to this reality, although he knows it not. I have spoken all the stories I will tell. Okay. I'm not gonna question them about the projection. I think it's him. I mean, yeah, there's something weird about it. It's like I'm worried that things are gonna tick down if I ask them. But that's all for now. We are gonna come back and talk to Clarion. Now that we've talked to everyone else. Do you bring news? I have an update on the recruitment. What side are you recruiting for again? Do tell. Talk to Ziobi. She refuses to leave the bar. A pity. She is strong and wise. Perhaps the others are willing to test themselves. I've talked to Feriak. He refuses to leave. He shrugs. She shrugs. He has not been the same since his last battle. His powers seem to have changed, but he has not become noticeably stronger. No great loss. Can we talk about something else? Anything else? Again. Any more about these veterans? Let's talk about the merits of conflict again. You're not wanted here. Why? They have kept their abilities largely secret from me. I have not seen them in action, but the stories tell of 5 companions who turned the course of wars. You talking about yourself again? Recruit warriors for the endless battle. Merits of conflict. What is there to talk about? Challenge, response, thesis, antithesis, synthesis. Overcoming weakness is the only way we grow strong. Do your muscles grow through disuse? Does your mind sharpen while staring at a wall? Life itself is conflict. Without conflict, there's only stasis, or worse, decay. Okay. Farewell. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know that she's the adversary they're looking for, per se. So what I'm wondering is, should I continue these conversations now? Or should I get some sleep first? I think maybe we should have the party get some sleep first, because, yeah. There's a lot going on here. Okay. Yeah, we'll save under more trauma. I guess the one thing was the game, right? The game of which one is a ghost form. Can try talking about that, I guess. Okay. I know who the psychic projection is. I think it's Feriak. She laughs delightedly. I won't even ask how you figured that out. If you guessed, it was a lucky guess. But your instincts were right. Ha ha! But then her face falls. And we got XP! I began manifesting him after he was killed. He was our spotter, the man who saw the adversaries and lured them to our battlefield. to our battleground. But the last adversary we fought, it was ready for us. It caught hold of the lure he offered, and it followed his mind all the way to reality. It burned. She pauses, chokes back a sob. It burned him from the inside. She looks into the distance. He lured it to us, and with his dying will, nailed it into place. I can't remember how I did these people's voices last week. I can't remember that far back. It's too crazy. It was a sacrifice any of us would have made, Ziobe, no matter who was in that position. He speaks softly, as if trying to convince himself. No matter who was in that position. Ziobe continues. The adversary didn't pay attention to us, even as we poured our heaviest attacks into it. It was too absorbed in destroying Feriak, tearing him apart instead of defending itself. As if its first priority was in blinding us, instead of preserving itself. Her voice turns hard. We beat it, though. So long as I'm breathing, I'll keep his memory alive. He'll serve his drinks and make his bad jokes, and everyone here will feel welcome. It's the least I can do in his name. Is there anything else you can tell me about the adversaries? Sorry, I'm the heavy hitter, my friends. Point me at the problem, and I take care of it. Okay. Farewell. May the wind carry you. Alright, so we got that right. That's good. Yeah, sure. And what I would like to do is, I'm going to head out to the, before I come back and talk to them about, because there might be a fight coming as a result of talking to them. If we decide to point someone out, to finger someone specifically as the culprit, I think it'll be good to be rested up. Because there's some things we're going to have to solve very soon now. And I have to decide if I'm going to go down to the underbelly before or after I start solving some of these quests topside. It seems to me as though... I don't know. I mean, there are ways to get there fairly simply. I don't know. I don't think I want to wander around the underbelly. Yeah. Without having taken care of some of these other things. I have a feeling it's going to be slightly more dangerous. So let's see what we can deal with up here first. Again, I don't know if I want to take a child down to the underbelly. So that too is a thing. Shall we blackmail him? Not yet. Soon. Soon. Okay.
Let's go.
We got some stuff we gotta take care of. I have a strange idea.
Let's do it.
Seems like it's been ages. I think maybe. Yeah. If we try to finish this plan, it's going to be very difficult if we try to do it with him down to 0 intellect. But there are some possibilities here. Yeah, we're going to start doing crazy things. Don't know if we're actually going nuts yet, but we'll find out. Alright. let's come around.
Alright, here I go.
The Overseer, that's who we need to talk to. The Overseer of the execution raises an eyebrow as you show him your badge of office. Yes, sir, he says. How can I help you? A magistrate? What's he doing here? This man is full pardon. Release him immediately. He looks over at the stay of execution, paying close attention to the signature. Finally, he nods. This is all in order. One moment. He turns and calls to the levies. Unmake the death of the condemned and set him free. He is pardoned. Ah. And we shall live in the bones of a behemoth buried. Yin the Overseer turns his back to you and bows. There you are, sir. All taken care of.
I'm ready to learn something.
Yes, XP. Tiber's opinion of you has improved. Quest updated. Stay of execution. As the levies march off and the crowd disperses, Riss steadies himself, not quite recovered from his ordeal. Finally, he raises his head and focuses on you. If you're the one who got me out of that nightmare, thank you, but where's that... His eyes settle on Tiber. There you are, you slippery bastard. Now where's the money? If I went through that hell for nothing, The bastard left me out to dry. I know it. Riss chokes with emotion. A whole day, Tiber. I spilled my guts up there for a whole day. Tiber steps back, spreading his hands. Yes, about the money. You see, Riss, I was hoping to get a reward for turning in the fellow who sold us that brandy without telling us about its secrets, but... But? Riss snarls. There's always a but when it comes to money, isn't there? I should have known. You only said you'd pay me so I wouldn't squeal on you, and you only saved my sin to save your... My sin? My skin to save your own. He smacks his fists together. Now, am I going to have to fight through your friend to get to you? Or are you going to step out from behind him and take it like a man? Calm down, both of you. This is no fight of mine. Work it out for yourselves. I don't have time to listen to this. Farewell. Riss, tell it from the beginning. Oh, legacy shifted. Riss spits, then wipes his lips. There isn't much to tell. Captain Silvertongue here walked me into a dirty job, then disappeared like an abacus and left me holding the bag when it all went sour. We just met an abacus. Indigo Tide came up. Right. Oh, Riss, says Tiber. Can you blame me for running when I had a chance? You would have done the same, and besides, if I hadn't, we would have both been sentenced to die with no one to free either of us. Lucky that, if my tattooed friend hadn't come along, we'd both be executed in any case. Riss stabs a finger in Tiber's face. You only wanted to free me because you knew you'd be next on the block once the Devourer ate me. How would the Devourer of Wrongs know that the Tiber was involved? What was the job? Devourer would have found you guilty, Tiber. Is this true? And with Riss on this, Tiber, you should make amends to him. He's the one who suffered here. What was the job? Tiber said we were transporting black market booze to Miraculios. But he didn't tell me that he'd hidden state secrets in one of the bottles using some liquid Numenera trick, which turned a slap on the Riss crime into a damn death sentence. Ah. Okay. Death sentence, Tiber says with an uneasy grin. You're alive, aren't you? I'd have told him eventually. Ignorance was supposed to keep him safe. He glances at Tiber from under lowered brows. That's as may be, but you certainly seem to know when the levies were going to come calling. He looks at you. The council somehow got wind of the deal and came after us. Funny how I was the only one home when they knocked on the door. How would the Devourer of Wrongs know that Tiber was involved? The Dendra Uhura, says Riss. consume our memories with our flesh. They know everything by the time they finished eating us, and Tyber knew I'd have plenty of memories of him, didn't you, you coward? That's the thing. Who are the Dendra again? Cultists who eat human flesh to gain the wisdom of the dead. Riz shivers. Oh! That's yet again something that shows up in the Book of the New Sun. The city's been using them as post-mortem judges for years. The Devourer would have found you guilty, Tiber? Is this true? As far as it goes, he would have learned about me if he'd eaten Riss, and I did manage to escape the levies when they showed up looking for us, but I didn't abandon you, lad. He puts his hand to his heart. Riss, I escaped the levies and saved you from the Devourer of Wrongs because I love you and did not want to see you die. You have to believe me. Escaping the levies was just good luck, that much is true. Do I? Riss says, cracking his knuckles. You're going to do this. This is going to be a fight. Yeah, I'm with Riss. You should make amends to him. He's the one who suffered here. Legacy shifted again. That's right, Riss snarls. You can start by giving me my share of the spoils. Indigo raised a small amount. Gold Tide raised a tiny amount. Riss, you don't know what you're talking about. I never got paid, I promise you. This isn't over, you self-serving bastard. Riss jabs a finger in Tiber's face. Hide behind your friend if you like, but he won't stop you. He won't keep you safe forever. You're dead, Tiber. Do you hear me? Dead. Oh, great. Well, that went well. I feel like we should talk about this. But first, let's save the game, because we've got some level ups to take care of. Host Riss. So you're going to need to level up before you fight him, probably.
Thanks for helping me free Riss, lad. Not that the little ingrate appreciated it.
Was it like that? I'd be a liar if I said that wasn't part of it, he said, looking at his boots. But I really do care for the boy, and wouldn't wish him harm for all the world. And I could have run. He chews his lip. I could have. Probably not far, though. Think you'll make good on his threats? Should we be watching our backs? I wouldn't worry about it, he says, chuckling. Riss doesn't have as many friends as he thinks he does. I was practically the only one. Unless he makes friends with my enemies. Best not to think about it, it won't happen. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know which side to support here. You're a good friend. Riss is being a fool. I mean, that's the problem. Is that I mean, Riss is was being unmade for a day, so he has every right to be angry. But he does seem to have some degree of care. I mean, he's very good at concealing his thoughts. I don't know. That's why we saved the game beforehand. Yeah, we'll go with this. Thank you for that, he says, avoiding your eyes. It's refreshing to be believed. He'll work it out eventually. Hopefully after I'm gone. Ah! See, I feel like I want to do that over. Because I desperately want to see where that came from. This won't not long. We just got to look at this real quick because this yeah, no, he was lying, and it's important to see how that works. Here, Let's talk again.
For helping me free Riss, lad. Not that the little and great appreciated it.
Okay, and so this was only going to be implicated. And do you think he'll make good in his threats? We've already talked about this. And now I'm going to say I'm inclined to believe Riss's side of the story more than yours. Are you? Tiber says, then shrugs. Well, you're certainly entitled to your opinion. Blue Tide raised a tiny amount. Interesting, yeah. No, I think I prefer the Blue Tide rising to the red. So that works for me. Alright. Let's talk about you again. I don't know if I have it in me to ask him for another story, but let's see. More about your background. And I don't blame you, he declares, clapping on the shoulder. But I'll warn you, I've never had a handle on what people consider too much information. His smile crinkles the corner of his eyes. Never looked for one either. Go on, ask your questions. I've got answers for everyone. Again. Other questions. I'll go another story. Again. Okay, we already did all those. Okay, good. Let's talk about something else. Well, how are you holding up? Oh, I'm well enough. You've been kind to me, and well, that's hard. Reminds me of old times. What do you want from me now? At the moment, all I want is way out of Sagus Cliffs and some friendly company. You seem to fit the bill on both counts. A free ride and a strong arm on my side. Yeah. What are you doing here still? Tell the truth, he says, and the phrase seems to take him by surprise. Tell the truth, I'm not sure anymore. Maybe it's time to move on. Yeah, it might be. I may need to ditch you in favor of another Jack. There's another one that hasn't been depleted yet, that I still have to drain of all his intellect points. Okay. Let's continue on. I won't part with him yet. I will consider it, however. Because I kind of... we're getting low on, drained everybody of their intellect points. Let's go ahead and level up. If we can here. Alright. So, leveling up. I'm back to entirely Blue Tide. That's good to know. Best not to be too sentimental. Okay. So. Increase edge and extra effort. Can't do either of these. So I can increase edge, which is just make certain things easier. Increase effort, which allows me to spend more on a particular role. So I think we're gonna go with. It's like you've already pre-spent. Yeah, that's when there's like a dot that's already filled up when those things happen. I'm using intellect a lot, right? So that's a thing. Extra effort will get me closer to success. Yes. And once I recharge my intellect pools, I'm gonna take extra effort. Spend more! Is that a good thing to do right now? Because it's either that or you get more for free, which... I mean, they both have their advantage, right? Increase my intellect edge. I think that actually will be good for now. There we go. There we go. I now actually can do more stuff. I actually have an edge in intellect now, more than I did before. Alright. And next time I can increase the effort. You must also level up. You had speed here. Yeah, all I can do for him is just increase stat pools. Alright. So. Been draining him of all of his things. Should I increase his might pool? Speed pool. We don't really have any speed monkeys here. If I up his speed, that'll probably help. It's not like it's actually going to matter too much right now. Do I want him to fight? I don't know. Let's go ahead and say... So I just continue to up his speed, and we'll leave it at that, I think. I think that will help most. At the moment. Abilities unlock issue challenge. All enemies in range who fail to resist gain compelled days to force to attack you and receive minus 15% willpower and minus 50% on attacks. Well, okay, that's great. Choose abilities learned. 1 point remaining. Skill with defense or resourceful. Skill with defense is plus 10% evasion and willpower. You know how to place your feet, how to angle your shield, how to deflect your enemy's blows. You dance through combat and I can lay a finger on you. Resourceful. Use +1 training, gain +1 training and cipher use skill. Let you carry additional ciphers. No, I think we'll go with defense. That'll be easiest. There we go. I forget if he has a shield. I think he does. Yes, he does. Good. Alright. That's taken care of. We're now going to take his shield. No. Are we going to take his shield? We might actually take his shield. Am I a terrible person for taking his shield? No, of course not. You just bought him something that allows him to use a shield. He reveres us. That's good to know. And she reveres us. He likes us. Okay, that's good. That's great, because when we break their hearts shortly, then it'll be easier to come down from. Okay. You gotta sell those boots. Okay. So, next on the agenda... What is next on the agenda? So, I mean, we've still got this going on. Talking to Matt Kina in the underbelly. Yeah, there are a bunch of things I kind of want to take care of soon. Let's see. Recruit the 5 war veterans. He also suggested I ask Clarion to leave the bar. Will continue efforts to recruit him. His friends are apparently unwelcome. Alright. Alright. Interesting. I'm just going over these so I make sure I know what I'm doing. Okay, I can talk to those people that I can keep doing. See, we did this. I should bring her to Tolmagur and resolve the situation between them. Oh, great. That's what you want to do. We'll think about it. Borrowed and lost. Felinda, bookseller, has accused me of borrowing a very rare book and never returning it. We have no idea where the heck that is, but it has a 5-colored sigil on the cover. I have the adversary. There are a lot of quests we could be doing right now. Potentially dangerous entity may be lurking in the Fifth Eye Tavern. Oh yeah, that's right. Dama thinks the adversary is somewhere close, watching it somewhere in the Fifth Eye. Must be concealing itself from them. If I encounter anything suspicious, tell Dama at once. Yes, we'll look at that. Flawed simulacrum. Resolve the situation between Fins and his levy. We still need to do that. Told Vincent what the levy wants from him. He rejects the idea of giving up another year of his life. It's to appear to be an impasse after we decide how to resolve the situation. According to Vincent, I could report the levy's strong behavior to the captain of levies who can be found in Government Square. So there's that. Yeah. So we can go and talk to her. And also she, I think, is the answer to another thing. So one of the other quests up here. Ashen Invitation, I think. Hidden enemy. So many quests! A rogue Stichus is lurking in the district of Cliff's Edge. Lord Vunkin has promised to tell Lord Vunkin where the Stichus is hiding or find a way to help it escape. Stichus seems to be homeless. A boy named Zeb seems to be a friend of the outcast. Stichus, that's the other Stika. Maybe convinced to dig an escape tunnel. I can find the other Stika in Underbelly. Ah, okay, yeah, there's that. But then I've got leverage. That seems to me something that I should only tap if I can have a fully charged Jack with me. Which we might get in a moment. One True Love. Oh yeah, the creepy stalker guy. Help the creepy stalker stalk somebody. That's great. Airship thief. Bring Eritus back to Master Renio. Convinced him to go to him and apologize. I should meet up with him and see if they resolve their dispute. That's a good idea. That's coming soon. The Anechoic Lazarette. Salameri, an old friend of the Changing God, has been investigating a gilded structure in the Reef of the Fallen Worlds. The Anechoic Lazarette. That, again, is something we need to recharge before we go and deal with, because that's going to be a problem. There could be a thing in there. Sorrow's Prey. Search for the Sorrow's latest victim at the Dendra Uhura Chapel, which is where, in Underbelly? Yep. And Wayward Son. Talk to Pico. Oh yeah, I never talked to him again. Okay, I should probably... That's going to be simple. So I need to do that very soon. Okay. That at least gives me a better idea, order of operations here. Let me cast about here and figure out what I want to do. This goes back down there. Don't want to go down there yet. I could buy another shield. Or I could sell my frickin' boots. I don't know. Is there anything else I need to do with the Nycthermeron? I feel like there's more to do with the Nycthermeron. I need to get their books back. The Seer. Yeah. Let's sell the boots. Let's at least take care of that. Because they do not fit me. And I just sold them, apparently. There we go. Do I need any other weapons? Oh, these look nice. But I can't purchase them right now. This thing that heals 10 points of intellect is 30. This thing that deals energy damage is 18. That looks cool. Still have this Illustrated Force, this Fleetfoot Moss, this Spray Flesh. We'll look upon it later. Are you one of those? No, we're just gonna gawk, really. Okay, we talked to you. Performer here, yes. Just looking around, right? His parents, Prada, who has things that might help out other people. Okay. There's Zalfie again. Yeah. And of course we did all this kind of stuff with the clock and these people, and I don't think we need to worry about them anymore right now. shit goes down. Alright. Decisions. Okay. Resolving that is a thing that we could attempt to do. That might be problematic. And could involve a fight. So let's not do that yet. So yeah. Just so I can make sure I know what I'm doing here. Okay. So I can look around for copies. That's just going to be wherever I am. That's down there. I am, just trying to make sure I know what I'm doing here in order before I keep tumbling on. That's there. That's talking to people over there. Okay. Alright, so mostly it's talking to people on other screens, so let's get to those screens. Cliff's Edge, Government Square, Underbelly. I'm going to go up to Government Square first, I think. I feel like we need to do something else with an Ecthermera, but anyway, not right now. I feel like these memory things I could buy, though, could be very helpful. That's the only thing. I can't remember what they are. And if I take the time to go and talk about it, it'll take time. Still, there is something kind of worth exploring here. I'm going to save the game again real quick. And then we're going to do this. Because there's something I want to take a look at here. Oh, wait, what? Somebody knows Rin. Wait a minute. Otero. Rin, the boy shouts, throwing out his arms as if to hug her. You're safe. Okay. She steps back, looking him up and down. Hello, rude boy. We met outside of town, Rin tells you, mouth tight. We started arguing. He helped me, but then he left. She glares at him like she's trying to knock him over. Right before that, woman stole me. His eyes widen. Slavers? Tell me they didn't. They did. I told you what would happen if you brought them to me, didn't I? But I didn't bring them. I told you I wouldn't do that. I was mad, but... He glares at her. I didn't. She traded fair. I was just mad, but I left and forgot. Nothing more. I was just mad. She traded fair. I was just mad, but I left and forgot. Nothing more. She traded fair? Okay. Alright, yeah, I think that's... Alright. I'm not gonna say I don't buy it. Doesn't seem the type to sell out a friend. Indigo Tide, I forget what that means. Well, she eyes him distrustfully. I still don't know if I can trust him. He's a very rude boy. He stares at her, chewing his lip, clearly trying to work up the courage to talk to her, to convince her of something. Finally, with a wry twist of his mouth, he turns back to you. Look, he says, running a hand over his stubbled scalp. You hide it well, but I can tell you're new here. I ain't trying to offend you, but I don't like leaving folk new to Sagus on their own. If you have questions about the city, or Circus Minor in particular, I'll answer them free of charge. Oh, good. Of course, looks like you already have a guide, he says, straight-faced to Alligern. Although you might be better listening to someone with taste, or anyone else who doesn't think living in the underbelly is a good idea. A little extra advice never hurt anyone, Alligern says placidly. Not everyone likes sleeping under the stars. Or fresh air, the boy replies, grinning. Or self-respect. Alligern rolls his eyes, but subsides, smiling. Anyway, Otero says, what do you want to know? I am looking for a woman named Matkina. Everyone's heard of the White Death. Deadliest assassin in Sagus Cliffs. I don't know where she is, and I hope it stays that way. Fixing complex machinery. Proud of the bug lady right over there. Maybe the foreman down in the underbelly. Something else. You answer more questions about the city. Again. Sorry, I forgot what was in Government Square. Can you remind me? The government, he says, peering at you from between his fingers. Other things too, but mostly government. Let's go at something else. You remind. It's been so long since I've talked to this kid, I don't know what I've asked him. You remind me where I can sleep in Sagus Cliffs. The cult of the changing god in Circus Minor, he says, taking his finger, or Tranquility's rest in caravans. Oh, we can sleep here? Let's find out how much that is. Very well. This has given me things to think about. But first... Sure you can't help me fix something? Quadruple, sure. Looking for that woman you mentioned. Was it Makina? I don't know where she went. I don't know anything else about her. Wish I could help you more. Let me use that discount we were talking about. What do you have? A lot of things. Not actually what I was wanting to talk about, though. No. Thought devices. There we go. We have the bird figurine. Birdie holds ideas for me until I want them back. The music box. Jade box stores my thoughts, but also helps me process them. Circular spring. Rhonda improves any idea you feed her. Okay. I think I actually want the music box. Had them since I was little. They're practically family. Oh, okay. Well, what's the point? Alright. One more thing I kind of want to talk to them, being parents. Never mind. There's stuff going on with Jerem here, but I don't think there's... Oh, wait a minute. Alright. Jerem, tell me where you're from. Sorry, Shiva. Pageant Kilmer says I'm not supposed to talk about that with adults, at least. I'm not an adult, Rin says cheerfully, and you can trust him. He knows all sorts of secrets and never tells anyone. Aha! Oh, Jerem says, chewing his lip. I guess I can tell you, but you can't spread it around, right? Yes. Here, Shiva, he says, brow crinkling in frustration. I'm from here. It just up and changed without me. Yes. Ah, actually, it's useful to have a child with you. Lure out the other children! I grew up in the Downs. My parents lost their spots on the work chain, and we went to sleep hungry more and more. Neither of them could look at me without crying, he swallows. But everyone in the Downs was starving. It wasn't anything new. People started using that archway more and more. He pauses, scanning your face. The Downs have changed too. I can see it on his face. Yeah. What are the Downs? He sighs. Jerem sighs. If you weren't the families in the up, everywhere else was Downs inside the wreckage. We dig deep looking for food first, warm second. My neighborhood was inside this curvy spiral. And if you've ever seen paintings of a seashell, it's like that. I knew it. What is wrong with this place? Yeah. Tell me about that archway you mentioned. Big thing, always good smells coming out of it too, like roasting meat in sunny days. I used to watch it, but I was never sure what it was for, you know? And the parents in the Downs never talked about it either. Either. He shrugs without looking at you. Then one morning I saw Corna, a friend of mine, and her Mard go up. Mard gives her a kiss, sends her through, and Corna never comes out again. Know what did, though? Food, music, bloody bones. Close, Shiva. Jerem says, lovely guess. But no, it was a metal ring. He says, lowering his voice to a confidential whisper. Didn't look to be worth much, but every once in a while you'd hear the Corna laughing. Wherever she was happy, right? He raises his hand to his cheek, then continues. Handful of days pass, and my Mard takes me for a walk too. She said she'd find me when they'd saved the money, kiss me, and push me through it. Woke up outside another archway up in Government Square. Paja and Kellinor were waiting for me there. Jerem rubs his nose. They're not so bad, but I keep hoping my parents will stop by to visit, even if they don't have the money yet, right? He pauses, rubbing at the sudden moisture in his eyes. I try to laugh a lot so they can hear me, though. Yeah. They sent him into the future. Remind me what Mard and Zero mean again? Means parents, Shiva. He laughs, albeit nervously. I thought everyone knew that. Very well. So, yeah, they're just taking care of him, for now. Jerem told me about the door he went through to get here. What's going on? You said you wouldn't tell! Had to pry, didn't you? Kellinor growls. Calm down, Kel, Paja says, putting her hand on his chest. Stranger, can we convince you to leave this alone? Please, for the sake of our family. If Jerem finds out, I'm terrified to think what will happen. I just want to know what's going on here. I won't tell anyone. She bites her lip and searches her eyes. Kellinor's hand slides over her shoulders to cup the back of her neck. Blue tide raised a small amount. Maybe you're true to your word, and maybe you're not. The more we argue, Paja hisses, the more likely Jerem will overhear. Her eyes shift to you, weary and despairing. XP! Jerem got here through the House of Empty Time. He comes from Sagus, like us, only centuries in the past. That's why his speech is different, why he remembers places that aren't here anymore. She jabs your chest with her callous finger. Keep this to yourself. We'll tell him ourselves when we find a kind way of letting a child know that everyone he knows and loves is long dead in dust. I'll kick the skist out of him if he breaks my little boy's heart. I won't be the one to tell him, but you shouldn't soon. I can't be part of this. I promise that I won't tell him. I promise that I won't tell him, he lies. I can't promise anything. I won't be the one to tell him, but you should, and soon, I think, is the best answer here. You're right, Paja says, and we will, I promise. Now tell me more about this House of Empty Time. We don't know any more than we told you, she says, shrugging. Find the house's keeper and ask her. Her name was... She trails off, far decreased in thought. Alton Perry. Ah! Kellinor says, keeper of the House of Empty Time. You might find her in Government Square. Gain 2 XP. There we go. Okay. Finally. The pieces are coming together. Excellent. Thank you, Kel. I couldn't hold on to a name if it was buried in a bag of shins, Paja says cheerfully. Anyway, the very moment we decided to adopt, she was knocking on our door. We were nervous, but you can't argue with the results. She beams past you at Jerem. Okay. Well, there we go. Farewell. Enjoy the market. Okay, so we're gonna have to figure this out. Dried virulent meat! Oh, great. Okay. Gonna save the game again. And I think this is going to be kind of dangerous. I don't know if it's a good idea to go over here while we're at half-mast. But apparently there's a place to sleep over here somewhere. Let's find out about that, shall we? Anyone else coming? Or are we just gonna... Yeah, there we go. Yes. No, no, no. No. I mean... I guess I can talk to them again about it. Ah, here we go. Any supplies you could share? I would like to sleep here. It would be an honor if you chose to stay with us. We do request a small donation of 40 shins. I think that's cheaper. I don't think that's cheaper than the... I think that the hotel is less expensive. I think the hotel is cheaper than this. I have other questions. Let me go and do price comparison here. Also, can you remind me who that was? Yeah, it's Makina, isn't it? Yep, okay. Any supplies you want to share? Share? Oh dear, we're a small group, not wealthy. We exist on donations, curios, the occasional great gift from one of your siblings. For instance, we had a weapon once used by the Chalcedon. The commander of... She catches herself. My point is that we require some payment for our wares. What wares do you have? Let's find out. I think I just have these ciphers. Yeah. These are mine, and these are theirs. Okay. Yeah, this is all stuff that we're already kind of familiar with. Jesus. Cortical shunt. Okay. Alright, good to know. Is that now all? It could be. Yeah, okay, let's go ahead and continue over to Government Square. And do some stuff. Yeah, I'm not quite ready to deal with the situation with Rin just yet. Because I kind of want to recharge first in case there's some form of combat involved. Gotta talk to you. Hey there. I got some questions. I heard you're the keeper of the House of Empty Time. Aha! She glances at Rin, then bows her head for some moments before meeting your gaze again. What do you want to know? A home for the girl? Perhaps, perhaps. I'm thinking about it. Yeah, there it is. How does it work? A child enters the gate and emerges in another time to find a new family waiting for them. Willing parents register with the keeper in their own time period, and after rigorous questioning, have their names added to the gate itself. After that, she shrugs, who knows? The children have loving families, and those families have children to love. Why is it a secret? Because it's not the strongest system in the world. No one knows how many trips the old thing can stand. So we use it only for those who really have nowhere else to go. And if everyone knew about it, some of them would treat it the same way they do other orphanages. We find babies dumped in boxes, small children left crying with nothing but the clothes on their backs. She realizes Rin is watching her in growing horror and makes an obvious effort to stop herself. She breathes deeply and then smiles at Rin, though you can see her hands are shaking slightly with the effort of controlling her anger. So we keep the gate for children who really need it. Do you understand? You mean orphans. She watches the way you and Alkin are looking at her. Good thing I'm not one, then. Oh! This is going to be hard. Alkin smiles but says nothing. I forget how the truth can affect children. Still, it's better than lying. Why are you in charge of the House of Empty Time? Because I walked through it. She smiles at your reaction. So yes, I was an orphan, and yes, I'm from another time. One much earlier than the present. As a child, I had the unique pleasure of being able to read history books and imagine that my real parents were the heroes of ages past. Her smile dims. And before you ask, my parents in this time are dead. But we spent many happy years together, and I will always be thankful for the life they gave me. As for the gate itself, she looks at it fondly. When I am dead, or hopefully before, it will choose a new guardian from those who have passed through it, and I'll have someone to keep me company through the end of my days. Not a bad bargain, all told. So here's the thing. Do you think you can help Rin? I mean, it's a solution. It's not one that she wants. She will feel betrayed. I'm going to ask. She gazes at the girl for a long moment, fingering her chestnut hair. The slaver, Tol Magur, is looking for a girl with dark curly hair and a head wound. Alkin drops Rin's curls and shakes her head. I can't help you. I'm sorry. But I can't risk angering the slavers. They could destroy the gate if they chose. Find a way to free Rin, then perhaps we can talk again. Okay, so we gotta deal with that anyway. Can I adopt a child? Don't ask that. But let's ask it anyway. A new brother or sister? Wouldn't that be wonderful? She says to Rin. At the girl's frown, she laughs. I'm afraid not, she says, turning her attention back to you. One of the main requirements for adoption is a stable environment. If you ever decide to settle in Sagus, then we can talk. There we go. Alright. Farewell. Okay. I mean, that was certainly a thing. Anyway. Yes. We're going to need to recharge very soon. I've forgotten if there's anything I need to come back and talk to any of these folks about. Who knows? Well, let's just keep to what I am remembering for now and talk to Sigyn. That does tell us things, though. Drones still circle the uniformed woman's head. She's whispering to one of them as you approach, but she waves it away and nods curtly to you. City business or something else? A little column A, a little column B. As she turns back from the drones, something about her profile strikes you as familiar. In that moment, she looks so much like the ghostly girl you met in the Fifth Eye that they could be the same person. There we are. Though this woman seems 20 years older at least. I'm at a levee in Cliff's Edge that's stalking him. Yeah, let's do business first, and then we'll get to the rest of it.
I'll remember that.
He wants an extra year of his life. Yeah. It wants what? Her eyes widen in alarm. She whispers something to one of her circling drones, and it zooms away. Sometimes the levies go wrong. They take a bad year from a citizen and turn out flawed. We never let them live when they get like that. You've seen the little talismans they carry, the symbols of the year that made them? If the year is bad enough, they become that talisman shaped in flesh. Monsters that hide in the city and try to bring about the horrors that would have been. Ugh. You can tell this Finzen that he's safe. I've sent a squad to bring in the levy. He'll never see it again. Kind of wish things could have been resolved. It's a life still, right? It only seems so they're not. I have other questions. What's in that building again? Seat of government. Council meets decide they don't use these doors. There's no way of knowing if they're in session. Maybe the clerk, blah, blah, blah. Okay. You look a lot like someone I met in the Fifth Eye. She laughs loud. In that moment, her voice is clear and rich, like that of a much younger woman or even a teenage girl. Was she a scarred peltist? Wedded to her blade, fresh from the endless battle? God's about it's another one of us. I've never seen you laugh before. My comment made you nervous, didn't it? I wouldn't insult you that way. The woman I saw was a younger version of you. Let's see. Yeah, let's be a little cagey here. Her face goes pale. Then I know who she was. She was the woman who haunted me when I was a girl. The woman I was supposed to become.
Making a note.
For as long as I can remember, I felt as though this other woman was taking shape inside me. When I was a girl, I'd gaze at myself in the looking glass, and every day I seemed less like me and more like her. I don't remember when I abandoned my family, but I couldn't have been more than 10 or 12. They seemed like strangers to me. And I couldn't... Seem like strangers to me. I'm lost here. They seemed like strangers to me. I couldn't even remember who they were. I started hearing stories about other girls like me, older girls, younger girls. I sought them out, learned everything I could. All the ones I met went mad, and they never survived past their 20th year. It wasn't always the same death. Sometimes it was sickness or an accident, but they ended their own lives. Somehow, they always died. It was fate, and it was mine too. But you survived. I've heard enough. No, you survived. I cheated. She's silent for a moment. When I was old enough to become a citizen, to sacrifice a year to create a levy, I went straight to the Order of Truth and I told them I wanted to donate as many years as I could. I didn't think it would work, she confides. But what choice did I have? When they started taking the first few years, I aged closer to 20. Each time I thought I would die. And the levy that was born from my 20th year, it was a monster. They tried to make me stop, but I refused. I made them go on. I burned through my 20s and beyond. And with every year I lost, I felt that other woman inside me was weakening, pleading, dying. I laughed as they burned the years away. When I walked into the Order of Truth, I was a teenage girl. When I walked out a few hours later, I was a middle-aged woman. But I was free. Ah, man. Man. How old are you, really? "22. That's why I was too young to remember you when you were here last. I was a 12-year-old girl, a runaway, half mad and living in the streets." Mm-hmm. How long has this been happening to women in the city? Centuries, I think. The earliest reference I could find was around the time of Chila, but it probably goes back even further. There was an Eon priest about 80 years ago. He thought he'd made a name for himself by discovering the cause. He found that it only affects women in Sagus, never in the outlying villages. He thought it might be caused by some kind of Numenera underneath the city, but he was never able to prove anything. You said the levy born from your 20th year was a monster? It was death. Not death the way it's personified in stories, but death like it really is. A bloated thing with festering sores, vomiting blood and pus and excrement from every orifice. Even the Eon priests were terrified. They burned it to a pile of ash. Let's talk about something else. No, I think we're good. I'm glad I finally told someone. Easier to tell a stranger such things, perhaps. Farewell. Farewell to you, whoever you really are. Yeah, search me. Okay, that was fun. And horrifying. Those kids were waiting for someone. I'm just trying to remember who they were waiting for.
Fine.
Yeah, let me actually just look. Hey, that's an archway. That's the one. Okay. I understand now. Now that I know what it is. Yeah, we're fine there. Now that I know what it is, then we might be able to do something with it.
Yes.
I think we can try this one more time. Yeah, you have a much better chance of that. We burn through all your speed. How would you do? You also have a 50% chance. No, let us burn through your speed. I mean, 90 is pretty good. You deftly snatch a single fish from the glistening, tumbling flood. The bubbling mass of remaining creatures squawk together in nonsensical outrage. Gained item. Jelly. Ooh, it's valuable. It's an oddity. It's valuable. Fountain of sorts in Government Square. Small fish-like and constantly squirming. It never requires food or other nourishment. And it gibbers or gibbers, depending on which side of the room you're standing, constantly in an indecipherable language. Yay! Should we try again? No, that's gonna hurt. Health. Yeah. Health is a separate thing. We're gonna need to sleep. Okay. Okay. Good. We have a thing we can use now. Just gonna burn through all of... Just gonna burn through everyone's stats. Until they're left with nothing. As I go back through trying to do everything. No, we're just gonna overwrite it. I want to look at this archway one more time now that I kind of know what it is. Yeah, this is the House of Empty Time. Okay. Alright.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's kind of helpful. That is kind of helpful.
All right.
And speaking of burning through everybody's abilities. No. I'm gonna look at the map again one more time here. Yes, that also goes to Underbelly. Order of Truth. Caravanserai. Red Thicket. Let me go in here for just a moment. Because there is a thing I want to grab.
Yes. Now.
Yes, now. So you have 45% chance. 45. 60! Holy crap. Okay. I don't want to spend the whole thing. 80 is not bad. Excellent. While examining the frame, you try nudging it gently and it shifts in a most peculiar manner. You Focus on moving the frame in various directions. Discover that it can be easily lifted straight up off the base and lowered back down onto it, but refuses to move laterally even while being held in midair. There we go. And try to recall the language. Okay, 60, 80, 100. 80's not bad. Yes. Ah, here we go again. A distant memory surfaces. You're standing before a large metal cylinder that looms a meter or two above your head. The cylinder is a time capsule of sorts, and you are convinced that what lies within is critical to your latest experiments. The problem, alas, is that the capsule is locked, and the only clue to opening it is a series of strange glyphs etched into its sides. Okay. Glancing around, you see dusty tomes, faded banners, metal scraps, and dozens of other objects, all featuring the same strange glyphs. You've spent a lifetime collecting every trace of this language that could be found, and decades of study have finally led to this moment. You look upon the glyphs, and you know their meaning. Stepping forward, you reach toward the cylinder as prescribed by the etchings, and it flares to life. XP! Shaking off the memory, you look down at the inscription and realize that its meaning is now clear. The crimson dawn greets the seeker. The violet dusk sees the search's end. Okay. Can I take the sphere now? You pull the sphere out again, and once again it glows a brilliant blue before disappearing and returning to the frame. After a little experimentation, you discover that the sphere's position seems to reset whenever it moves beyond a particular distance from the device. As long as you keep it within that distance, as you are now, you can hold on to it. Take the entire device with you. Ah, yes. The device is far too bulky to carry around with you. As if reading your thoughts, Min looks over and shakes his head sadly while muttering something under his breath. So, we can carry it out, but we need to... I can't remember what the significance is. I'm going to put it back. Place the sphere back in the frame. It changes to a vibrant orange color. It occurs to you that the sphere seems to respond to moving through the frame boundaries. Perhaps moving it through the other sides will produce additional results. Okay, I can't remember why I'm doing this. So, read the inscription. Crimson and violet is the search's end. Okay. Oh, puzzles. Okay, front opening. Violet. Changes to indigo. If it goes to the bottom, we pull it back through the bottom. Changes to yellow. And then through the back, it changes to green. It's not really going in Roy G. Biv order exactly. I mean, it just went from yellow to green. Pull it out through the back, it's blue. We turn it back through and it goes to green. Okay, blue, green, blue, green. Okay, it's red. Crimson dawn greets the seeker. The violet dusk seeks the search's end. Front. Orange. Red, orange. Dull orange. Goes back to blazing orange. Lurid red. Blazing orange. Blue. Green. I have no idea what the pattern is. Yellow. Indigo. Violet. Green. Crimson dawn greets the seeker. The violet dusk sees the search's end. Maybe it's supposed to be looking like the sun. You move it through the bottom. Who knows? Violet. This is incredibly complex. So, I mean, we've got the whole spectrum. We've got Roy G. Biv, right? My God. Are we going to do this? I don't know if we have time to do this right now. Let me take some notes and start figuring it out. We need to be holding on to it while it's violet, deep violet, changes to a deep violet, and then remove it through the bottom and changes to yellow. Blazing orange. Lurid red. And then there are a number of different intensities as well. There are so many. Good Lord. I'm going to leave the device alone. This is going to take a while. Sphere dulls to original silver. Okay. This is going to take a lot of study. So I'm going to save the game. And I'm going to probably come back to this and try to figure it out. Alright. Yep. We are good. Yes, we are good indeed. We are good indeed. Okay. Well, there we are. Let's transition back here. Hello! So, there is a lot going on with this, and I'm glad I'm finally starting to knock over a few of the dominoes and start to get to the bottom of these things, linking things up together. This is actually very exciting. So I'm going to be very interested to see this continue on, or now that we're putting the pieces together. Still need to go down and check out the underbelly, though, so that's definitely on the to-do list. But I'm glad I'm starting to take care of some of the other things that have cropped up in the meantime. Also need to figure out how to, sometime soon restore those points in the various pools. So I'm going to need to do some price comparison with the various places to sleep and figure that out. So, what's going on? Tomorrow morning, again, early in the morning, way early in the morning, We Happy Few. I'm going to be coming back to that. That's also been getting pretty cool, so I'm wanting to continue on with that, see what's going on there. Then we don't have the Cold Ruins of Last Life this weekend, but I believe it's probably going to be next weekend. Just have to reconfirm with everybody, make sure they're all on board with that. So we'll see how that goes. On Sunday, a bunch of us are going to be playing a one-shot of Dawn of Worlds, which is a map-drawing world-building game. Kind of you're sort of playing gods, drawing your own world, and that's going to be a lot of fun. So we're going to see how that goes. And that is actually mostly it. That's going to be it for this weekend. Then 1 week from today, I'll be back to this, and we'll possibly play with the sphere some more. I might do it a little bit offline, too, before we get back to it. More stuff is coming this year. Starting in February. I'm not going to completely say what it is just yet, because I got to make sure everything's in place. But stuff's happening. More one-shots, mostly on the RPG side. Different things going on. We'll see. Also thinking about more in the way of video gamery a little bit, but we'll see how things go as we go on. But in the meantime, folks, I must go. Take care, and I shall see you all of a sudden.